All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with the recording. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Everyday Oiling. I'm going to go ahead and get my screen share, pulled up here. I always get share screen. Here we go. I want to share my presentation. Here we go. And let's get that full size. Whoops, we're skipping ahead. Let me go actually back this way, it'll be faster. Okay, here we are. This is what we were going for. All right, forgive me. Oh, happy Thursday, you guys. Welcome to Everyday Oiling. I am here to help you develop daily habits to see the results that you hoped for when you made your very first Young Living order, right? A lot of us have wellness goals that we have when we start, and we really want to see changes in our own health or in our family's health. And frequently what happens, a very, very common pattern that I see, I'm gonna take off my blue light glasses because they're catching the glare. A very common pattern that I see is that people order and then they have all of these little bottles and then something happens and they end up just sitting, and it's like this fear sets in or perfectionism, which I totally get, because those of you who know me well know that I have battled perfectionism a lot over my life. And so that was something that held me up for a while, as I wasn't sure, how do I dilute them? What do I do? And really, oiling is so simple. Using them is the most important thing. So we're going to move forward and talk about that today and how to actually use what you purchased. And at the very end, I'll answer any questions you have. So if you come up with questions during the call, just be sure you type in question in all caps in the chat box first, and then we'll get to that at the end. So everybody will have individual things, but I really wanted to talk about, you have your oils in hand, right? Most of you watching this, if you're watching this live for sure, you have oils in hand already. If you're watching the replay of this, maybe you're catching it on YouTube or on Rumble, then you may not yet have Young Living essential oils in hand. And if you don't yet have Young Living oils, talk to the person who invited you to watch this replay to help you get those in hand. And yes, I said Young Living specifically. This is not the call where we're going to go into why on that, but if you have questions on it, be sure to ask. But those of you who are here have probably already heard that from me. So we're not going to continue on that path. But I want to remind everybody, oils are not drugs. They are not pharmaceuticals, okay? We talked about this some last week. If you caught my Reframing Wellness Zoom class last Wednesday, then, or was it 2 weeks ago? I don't know, last month. It's up on YouTube and Rumble as well. You can catch the replay link there. If you haven't watched that, we talked a little bit how oils function completely differently than pharmaceutical products, and we shouldn't think of them in the same way. So I know sometimes people order them and they sit on their shelf and they're like, I'm going to wait until I have a health need to use these. And it's like, but the way oils work is that they support your body on a daily basis. And we were created to be around oils, breathing them in all of the time. They come off of plants. It's what you smell when you walk by aromatic plants, is their essential oils. And so we were created to be around those all the time. And if we just hold them and save them for a health emergency, we're likely not going to see a quick turnaround the same way, because they just work differently, right? And now I will say I use mine to support my body frequently, and I have to remain compliant on this recorded call, but I do use them in those times as well. But my body is supported continuously on a daily basis because they support our function, and that's when you see the most results. So let's continue moving on. The very first tip I have for you guys is, if your oils are out of sight, they are out of mind, right? These are not the most beautiful pictures. These are not curated stock photos that you see on the screen right now. These are pictures in our apartment right now, and some of how we store our oils. Now, you do not have to store them the same way that I store them. Everybody stores them differently. And what I want you to think about is, where do you use them? Where would you like to use them? If you're not yet in the habit and you're wanting to create a habit, which oils are you wanting to use on a regular basis? And then with those, where can you store them so that it's easy, so that it's at the top of your mind, so that you're seeing it and it's registering? Oh, I have oils. Oh yeah, I have oils. Because if you tuck them into cabinets and drawers, friend, they will get lost. You won't think about it. You might think about it at one time when you're on the other end of the house, and then you come over and you're going to completely forget. And I have not seen anyone oil consistently. I'm sure they're out there, but it's very rare that anyone who oils consistently hides their oils. So you want to have them out somewhere. It doesn't have to look like a shelf. Now, these shelves I just got from Goodwill. Honestly, I went and I cleaned them up, and this, I think you can see my cursor here. I hope you can. Right here, this one up top, I painted that. I think I got it for $3, and then I painted it. And then the one down here, you can find plenty of oil racks online. They make beautiful ones. People use nail polish racks, all different things. But they don't even have to be on a big display. Now, I would recommend that the ones that you reach for, like we keep the ones that you see here on the white shelf, those are in our kitchen. That's right next to our sink right here. And so I keep the oils that I reach for my lemon water. My Vitality oils are in here. If you remember, Vitality oils and the solid color label oils are the exact same oil in the bottles. So a lemon Vitality and the solid color lemon that you see right here are the same oil in the bottle. They're labeled differently, but I keep my full size one right here. If I have a Vitality, it goes there too, but I typically buy the big bottles there. And these are all the ones, my thieves for making thieves tea, my peppermint, my copaiba, things that I put in capsules frequently, or I'm putting in my water or my Ninja Red or in cooking. Those are frequently the ones that are right here in our kitchen. Then the ones that are down here in our living room area, these are next to our diffuser, are oils that I'm diffusing frequently this season. They also have, you notice there's a couple roller bottles right here. This is Gary's Great Day Protocol. I put a few of them in roller bottles. So you have Valor, Joy, Harmony, and White Angelica over there as well. And so you can have them in rollers, you can have them whatever. That's where I know in the morning when I'm doing my morning routine, I will use those if they're there. If they are in a drawer, I'm not going to do Gary's Great Day Protocol. I'm not going to follow my oily habits that I like, and that even ones that I've developed over the years. I know if my oils are in a different place and it's hard for me to get them, I'm not going to do it. So you want to make it easy on yourself. It could be as simple as your bottle of frankincense is in the bathroom. And if I would have continued taking pictures around our house, you would have seen that I have a bottle of frankincense on the ledge in our bathroom. I don't have a shelf in there. We have frankincense, patchouli, I think juniper and stress away are over there right now, because those are ones we've been using that are right on the ledge, easy to grab. My husband keeps a bottle of Mister over there as well, because he uses that. And so if it's not out there, he's not using it. So keep them where you will use them. I have a bag in my purse. Those are the ones that I use on the go. And I keep 5 milliliter bottles and a couple roll-ons in there, as well as my Thieves hand sanitizer, those kind of things. Make sure they are in sight so that they are in mind, and that will help your habit hugely. All right, this is a dream kitchen. Not my kitchen. This is the stock photo. The perfect lighting, the beautifully clean countertops. Gosh, that gas stove looks beautiful, doesn't it? Okay, build in triggers for your day. The reason I have this beautiful picture kitchen here is that one of my habit triggers is first thing in the morning when I walk out of my bedroom after I've made my bed and stuff, and I walk out here. The very first thing when I walk into the kitchen is I'm opening the dishwasher because the dishes are clean. And if my husband has emptied it, that is amazing. And then my mason jar is actually sitting on the counter, but usually he's emptied 95% of it. And my mason jar typically is still in there. So that's why I open the dishwasher, but whatever you need to do, I grab my mason jar and I fill this thing all the way. You don't have to use a mason jar. You could do this with any glass of water. Okay, lemon water is my very first habit. I used to actually squeeze a lemon and do lemon juice and oil. You can totally do that. Just it's more budget friendly to do only the oil, which is one reason I do that. It's also, honestly, sometimes laziness. It's easier, it's fewer dishes to clean in the morning, but lemon juice is also helpful. But for the oil, I put 4 drops in my big quart-sized mason jar. Now, I have been consuming oils for a long time. I am very comfortable doing that. I would recommend you start low and slow. If you have not yet put oils in your water and you're wanting to do that, start with 1 drop of lemon vitality. Start with 1 drop of lime vitality. Make sure that you're not putting a hot oil in your water, like oregano. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do oregano straight. That will burn. It will not be pretty. But things like peppermint are fine. You just want to watch your eyes when you come down because the menthol will come up off the top of the water. Lemon, any of the citrus oils, I love putting in water. And you can fill, however, like I said, your glass or a glass mason jar. Notice I'm saying glass, not cup, but you can use them in a ceramic mug or a ceramic cup. You could use them in a glass, stainless steel, or ceramic. Okay, you want to avoid plastic because citrus oils are, they dissolve petrochemicals, which is fantastic. We want them dissolving those things. We don't want those in our bodies. However, plastic is made out of petrochemicals. So if you are putting it in your typical plastic cup, then it's going to start dissolving the petrochemicals that are in that cup, and then you're drinking them dissolved. And nobody wants that. So don't do that. It will also ruin your cup over time, but mostly you don't want to consume petrochemicals. So I recommend avoiding that. But build in those triggers. So walking into the kitchen, excuse me, is one of mine. Another one of mine, I have so many throughout the day that I just know that when I go here, I'm grabbing my oil. I'm doing this. I fill the diffuser first thing in the morning. It's part of my morning routine. And after I get my water going here and I start my laundry, then laundry started, time to fill the diffuser. I like to keep a pitcher nearby. I'll show you what we use. I should have brought it over here. Hold on. I'm back. So we keep a pitcher of water on our sink, just like this. It's the pitcher we use to fill our Berkey filter, but it's also the pitcher we use to fill our diffusers in the morning. I do not unplug my diffuser and take it to the sink to fill it every time. To me, that's too much of a hassle. It's not going to get filled. I'm not going to do it. I bring water to it and I leave it plugged in. And all I do is take the top off and I fill it. Obviously, it's off when I'm filling it. But we have a pitcher in our kitchen that's very easy access to our living room right now. And then I also keep a mason jar in our bedroom near the bedroom diffuser. So at night before bed, one of my triggers is, okay, hubby's going to bed. It's time for me to fill the diffuser. I go grab the little mason jar, fill that up with water. One of these days I'm going to mark it to the right spot so it has exactly the right amount of water in there. And I dump that in my diffuser, start the diffuser for bedtime. So keeping your supplies nearby, on hand, like your pitcher or your mason jar or whatever you're going to use. Some people keep Old Ninja Red bottles and use those to fill their diffuser. Make it simple on yourself. Build in those triggers. Okay, so then how do you know where to start? What trigger do you start with? What oils do you start with? What do you do, right? I want you to think about what is your #1 current health goal, whether it's for you personally, which honestly, usually that's going to be start with you. However, maybe it's somebody in your family that's really struggling and you need to help support their body first. Okay, so then what's that current health goal for that? Maybe it is something like focus or clarity or weight management or immune support or breathing support or any of those things, okay? I want you to think about what's the one oily habit that could support that. Maybe it's a supplement. Maybe it's switching something out. Maybe it's, you guys you notice a lot of allergies and sensitivity to cleaning products. So maybe it's switching over to these household cleaner. Maybe that's the one habit that you're doing right now, but pick one. It's so easy. We want to overhaul our lifestyle, especially when you start learning about all of the different things, right, that are out there and impacting us. Then it's so easy to want to take everything at one time and change it all. But what I found is that's not sustainable. And when you try to change it all at one time, frequently you might make a big change, but it's not long lasting. It's not long term. And we're looking for long-term change, healing in the body, functions being supported that God created to work the way that, to work the way that God created them to work. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. And to use the tools he's given us. So we want to be able to support those things long-term and not just like, oh, look, I did something well and I saw a great change and a spike in energy for a month and then I let it go, right? So building in those habits one at a time. Now, we talked about, if you watched last week's Reframing Wellness video, we talked a lot about adding nutrients and blockers and what a nutrient looks like and what a blocker is. And you want to eliminate one blocker and add one nutrient. Start with adding a nutrient, then eliminate a blocker, then add another nutrient, then eliminate another blocker. And so this is one, either you're adding something like Life 9 probiotic. Maybe you're taking a really good quality probiotic using Life 9. Maybe you're supporting your digestion with ginger or inflammation levels with some peppermint. Maybe you're diffusing in the morning for focus, energy, and clarity. I put a couple things on here, like maybe you're drinking lemon water or Ninja Red to support cleansing and weight management. They support so many more things than that, cellular health on a whole level. But you want to think about, what is that health goal? If you need help determining what would be the best thing or what would be a good choice to help support that, what would be a good nutrient or a good blocker to either add or eliminate, that's why I am here. I am here to help you with those things. If you want to kind of dive in on your own a little bit, the Life Steps app is a fantastic resource. It is free in the App Store. The little logo looks like, let me show you. Okay, can you see my screen? Yeah, this little green right here is Life Steps. When I open Life Steps, I do have the pro version, but there's a free version. It comes up with all sorts of diffuser blends and things, but they just redid it. Let me see. You hit the little person on the top left, and then you want to go to Wellness Assessment. And if you click Wellness Assessment, start assessment. There's a free wellness assessment on there. If you need help figuring out what body function or what body system needs support for its function, and you can answer all of the questions. It walks you right through one at a time in the wellness assessment. There's also a paper version, but the wellness assessment will then tell you, this is the body system for you to support right now, and here are some great products for that. And then you can pick one of those and start implementing that. The reason I say one is, again, we want those changes that are going to make a difference. Then from there, you're going to take that one thing and you're going to repeat it for 21 days. Okay, track it in a bullet journal if you use a bullet journal, or download a habit tracker. There's tons of apps for tracking your habits, right? Write it in your planner. I mean, it doesn't have to be fancy. You can take an old school calendar and just like check off or color code it, whatever you want to do. Let me grab a little water. Excuse me, it's really dry here. Okay, so you're going to track that for 21 days. If you want it really simple, friends, I made a tool for you. I have created text reminders. So easy, so simple. All you have to do is text one of the keywords to my project broadcast number. So here's my project broadcast number, 970-364-0981. If you want to start diffusing in the morning and you want reminders to remind you to diffuse in the morning, if that's going to be your trigger for 21 days, I encourage you to build in something else around it. But if you need that reminder, then text AM diffuse. That will get you text reminders for the morning. They will go out around, they're scheduled to send at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, which is 9 a.m. Eastern Time. I know we have people kind of across time zones on our team. So between around 7 a.m., the text will go out Mountain Time. So if you're in California, that'll be 6 a.m. If you're on the East Coast, it'll be 9 a.m. And that will say, hey, it's your friendly daily reminder to fill your diffuser. Like, there's just simple text. You don't have to reply to it. You just get it. Oh yeah, I need to go fill my diffuser. Let me do that. And then mark it down on my habit tracker or whatever. Or maybe just knowing you did it is good. Celebrate. After you do every day, I want you to celebrate. I mean, it doesn't have to be go open a bottle of sparkling wine every time. Please don't do that every morning. But it can be something, just celebrate it yourself. Tell somebody, tell your spouse, like, hey, this is awesome. We're developing these habits and here's what they're going to do for us. Okay, so you have an AM diffuse one. You have a PM diffuse. So before bed, if your one habit is, hey, I really want to support sleep, whether it's for you or whether it's for your kids. Now, if it's for your kids, depending what time they go to bed, the reminder might go out a little late. I have it scheduled for 7:30 Mountain, 9:30 Eastern. So depending where you're at time zone wise, that might be perfect, or you might need to do it a little bit earlier, but it's definitely should be good for you and your family to have that filled. Now, maybe you start it before you go to bed. That's totally fine. If you need to start it at 7:30, or if you're in California and you get your reminder at 6:30 and you're so not going to bed yet, but you've started that diffuser, don't worry. Those oils, even when they stop diffusing, if you've had your bedroom door closed, that frequency of the oils will still be in there and they're still making an impact for several hours after your diffuser stops. But if you put it on low, or maybe put it on intermittent, if you're going to start it that early so that it can continue longer, you'll be just fine. All right. Then I have a lemon water reminder for you. That one goes out in the morning too. I believe it's set for 7 a.m., same time as the diffusing one. 7 a.m. Mountain, 9 a.m. Eastern. So for 21 days, you have the ability also to just text pause. When you subscribe to the alerts, there will be a note that says if at any time you want to stop your daily alerts, just text like pause AM, pause PM, pause lemon, I think, are the keywords. And when you text that back, it'll stop your reminders and you can jump back into them when you need them. Again, I recommend doing one of these at a time. So maybe you do 21 days of AM diffusing and then you're like, okay, awesome, I'm in that habit. I want to add it at bedtime too. So after that, you come back and you text PM. These are keywords are going to be available long-term. I'm not planning to take them down, at least at this point. So indefinitely right now, I'm planning to leave these up so that they are there for you. They are there for any of your new team members or anybody that may come in and wants to develop habits or any new habits you want to add. If you would like additional reminders versus the 4, there's one more I'll share with you in just a second. If there's additional reminders that you guys would like, if you find these helpful, let me know. I'm happy to add those for you. It's super simple for me to set up a campaign so that you have those, because my goal is for you to use what you have purchased. They do you no good sitting over on your shelf or in a drawer or in a cabinet, and 10 years later. Now, I will say, if you've stored them properly and not, in direct sunlight for a very, very long time, or, wide open kind of thing, or in crazy amounts of heat, if they're stored properly, these oils, not the citrus ones, but your straight, your oils like cinnamon bark and nutmeg, your true essential oils, because citrus oils are technically, they're pressed, they're rind pressed. It's not technically an essential oil. They do usually not expire, but they will change, they'll lose constituents over time. Usually it's recommended you use those within a couple of years, but your true essential oils, those last forever. Frankincense, If it's stored properly, it never goes bad. So they won't be bad is my point if you've put them in the cabinet. And if you've had them in a cabinet, they're not bad. It's okay, great, pull them out, let's use them, okay? We just don't want them sitting there. You've made an investment, let's get a return on your investment. And then Drink Red is for Ninja Red reminder. So if you want to get in the habit of drinking Ninja every day and you missed our Ninja challenge last month, then text Drink Red and you will get that reminder. That one goes out a little bit later. I think it's 8 a.m. Mountain and 10 a.m. Eastern, because it figured that if you're drinking your lemon water, if you're like me, you drink your lemon water first. I had to refill this just a little bit real quickly before the call. I didn't have time to get my red drink together, but normally I do a red drink right after my lemon water in the morning. So my trigger is my mason jar is empty. Okay, what did I have? I had my lemon water, time for my Ninja. And I felt, you guys, I don't like doing extra dishes. So I try to keep it really simple. Mason jars have the measurements on the side, right? So this is 4 ounces here. I drink around 2 to 3 ounces of Ninja a day. So I fill it just halfway or a little over halfway, okay? I put my Ninja straight in here with nothing else in here. And then I add about a teaspoon of sulfur-side powder. Again, I don't measure it. I put it in the lid. Let me go ahead and stop screen share so that you're not just staring at the screen. I think you guys got that. Wait, hold on. Let me give you a second. Screen shoot it. Grab a screenshot if you want a screenshot. You should smile. Grab a screenshot of the text reminder stuff so that you know where to grab that. My last slide is Q&A, which we will get to here in just a minute. But let me pause. Okay. Pause my screen share so that you can see me a little better with this. Okay, so I put 2 ounces in here, and then I take that with my teaspoon-ish of sulfur-side powder that I've measured in the cap and I dump in here. The reason I only do that first is because if you have this much water, it all sloshes. I then swirl it, and I don't even use a spoon. I mix it together by like swishing it really, really well. And I swirl that into my Ninja. And then I fill the rest of it with my Berkey water up to about here. And I add 4 drops of Lime Vitality. And I've been adding some Digest Vitality recently. Now, not everybody loves that flavor. I don't mind the flavor of Digest. I actually kind of like it. But I've been loving on my digestive system a little bit after a whole lot of travel. So the red drink, that's a great thing. You can opt into that text as well. All right, friends. So before we jump into the Q&A here, let me go ahead and resume share. Before we jump into Q&A, I want to make sure that you guys all have my contact info. So my project broadcast number is that 970-364-0981. That number does come straight to my phone. It comes through an app. And so I am able to go in there and reply. Yes, I can schedule a text, but it is me replying to you. It is me scheduling the text. So it's not a robot. It's nothing like that. It is me. So you can reach me on that number if you need to. If you want to send me a message, you can go to my Life Steps website and send through the contact me info there. It will send me an email from amandafayWillis.lifestepseo.com. You can also find the replay of this call, as well as a whole lot of other empowerment and education and encouragement on my YouTube and Rumble channels. I share my unboxing videos on there frequently of Young Living, and then sometimes our groceries. I try to share what does living a wellness lifestyle that's rooted in biblical health principles, what does that look like practically on a daily basis? So it's not always me teaching. Sometimes it's me teaching. Sometimes it's a video just of me oiling throughout the day and taking you with me, or sharing what I'm eating or what we got from our farmer's market, or, you know, those kind of things, so that you can start to see practically what are some things that I can take from this. How does this work in a day-to-day lifestyle and in different environments and things? So that said, if you are watching the recording of this and you cannot participate in the live Q&A, then you can go ahead and type your questions in the comments below, and I'm happy to answer them for you. If you want to keep them private, then feel free to message me either on that 970 number or via the contact form on the website there. And just make sure that you include your name, especially if you're texting me. If you are part of our Young Living team, if you're a Young Living customer or brand partner, then your number's programmed into my phone. I know who you are when you're texting me. But if you're not yet a Young Living member, or sorry, not members anymore, customers or brand partners, I love that they've split that. It's just that for years, my terminology just if you're not yet a Young Living customer or brand partner and you are interested and you have questions, then please make sure you include your name when you text me, because I won't know who's texting me. And I want to make sure that it's personal and my response is to you and I know who I'm talking to. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here so that everybody feels comfortable asking questions. And like I said, feel free to either pop yours if you're watching the recording in the comments below, or ask them in the text message or email form or website form. Until next time, take care, friends. All right, I'm going to stop recording and we'll do Q&A here.